So today is the full moon. And as many of you know, this day is like a holiday for those of us that are magic workers because this is the day you can do basically any magic that you need to do. So today we're going to do so. Some people have been asking me for a money spell, but not like a money spell for like a particular amount of money, but a money spell to like kind of keep the money flow going. You know, like if you have a business and sometimes there's more clients than others, or sometimes you sell more than others, you know, things like that. So this is like trying to get a continuous, steady, prosperous financial flow going. So we're going to make one of my famous spell jars. I've shown you this before. We did a prosperity one and we did one for love. So the prosperity one we did before, it can be doctored up really for this purpose too, but we're going to do this one specifically today. So my name is Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to anybody and everybody who may like it too. Please drop us a positive comment in the comment section, and if you would like to get a reading done or some spell work done, or if you need to talk to me, or if you have a question about a troublesome Aquarius, then please hit me up on social media or drop me an email. All my information is going to be underneath this video. I will also put the instructions, the ingredients, the items that I'm going to use, and the instructions underneath this video at the very top. So the first thing that we do, we take our Palo Santo. You can use any cleansing agent. We're going to do a smoke cleanse real quick. You can use any cleansing agent that you fancy. Palo Santo, ethically sourced, is one of my favorites. You also could use different types of things. I mean, frankincense and myrrh. There we go. So usually what I do is I just like to, just cleanse the inside before I use it. Because you, of course, physically cleanse it. And then you just want to make sure your vessel is nice and clean. Alright, so we're done. So after we have a nice clean vessel, the next thing that we have to do is take our hair. I always keep my hair. Whenever my hair, I cut it or anything like that, I keep it in a bag. So if I have spell work, I have hair. Then after we throw our hair in, we're going to put in our petition. This is what's going to give us the continuous flow. So my petition says, I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. And then I sign my name underneath it. Now, I got that from Bob Proctor. There is a lot of videos on YouTube with Bob Proctor, and he's always talking about, manifesting. And this was one that he used, and I'm like, that's perfect. And like I said before, for somebody who wants a continuous flow. So I take my petition. I just write it on this. Let me show you. I just wrote it on this little piece of paper. That's it. And at the end of it, I sign my name, and then I take it and I fold it. And the way that I like to fold it, let me show you, in this direction. So I folded it once over itself. It was like this. I went like this. And then I start to pull it towards me and fold again. Pull it towards me. You're pulling the energy towards you and focusing. Pull it towards me and fold again until it's small enough to be dropped in. So now your petition is in, your hair is in, and now you have to fill the jar. So for this one, I am using green Aventurine. I want to put my money in first too. You can put the money in before or after, but I want to do mine because I want it at the bottom. Now, you can use any money source that you want. You can use change. You can use paper bills. I use change because, first of all, in this country, if your money is dirty, they will not accept it. I'm not sure if that's in every country, but it's definitely in this one. If it's like dirty or got like, incense dust on it, they are not accepting it, okay? Like, what were you doing with that money? So I use coins. All right. So we got our money in, and then after the money goes in, I put in the crystals. Now, like I said, for this one, I'm using green aventurine. The reason I got these on Amazon.com, so I will put the link underneath this video. And the reason why I'm using green aventurine is because green aventurine is a crystal. Wait a minute, y'all. I don't want to be trying to talk over it. All right, let me see if that's enough. Green aventurine is a crystal that I've had a lot of success with as far as manifesting things of the material nature. I always wear a green aventurine pendant, and it's said to have one of the strongest vibrations for drawing money and prosperity. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to use a lot of it. And it was only like 20 bucks for a bag of it, and I can use it in this spell, and then I got like half a bag left. So this is awesome. So I can use it in other spells in the future. All right, so now let's see. We have that part in. We're going to the next part, part 5. All right, so now we have to use our prosperity oil. This is a prosperity oil that I make, but you also can make your own. You go to the east, which is right here, and you drop 1 drop. Bam. You go to the south and drop a drop. Bam. And you notice we're continuously going in the same direction. This is the direction you go in when you want to bring something in. From the east back to the east. When you want it to go away, you go in the opposite direction. Alright, now back to the east, we're going to do some basil. Basil, any dollar store has basil. And basil is big for love and money and manifestation. And you just need a pinch of it in the east. You need a pinch of it in the south. And the whole time I'm doing this, I'm thinking about my petition. I'm thinking about what I asked for coming towards me. All right, now that we have the basil, the next is the dried roses. I have this kit that I got from Harmony Hills Apothecary, and it had just different, herbs in it, and a lot of them are very common ones that you would use for any basic spell. So I've been using it. It was a big box too. It wasn't like a little box. It was a big box. So I've been using it for a long time. It was a subscriber that sent it to me, and I am eternally grateful because it has come in very handy. And then after that, it says to put in the glitter. A lot of spells have glitter in them, which I think is fun. Glitter gets everywhere though, as you know, so you have to be very careful not to make a mess. But it makes it look so pretty. So I always like it. Start from the east always and just go around. There we go. Alright. Now that we're done with that, we have to place the candle. I always suggest you use a tea light candle or a candle that is encased in glass, because you don't want a waxy jimmy mess. You already have glitter everywhere. You don't want the wax to get everywhere. If you put a candle in here that doesn't have something holding it in, you're going to get wax everywhere. And this is reusable. All you have to do is keep changing the tea light. So if you keep it clean on the inside, and then you can change it out like I do, when the cinnamon and everything gets old. Now we have to place the cinnamon sticks in. So we're going to grab them. Again, I got these from the market. Cinnamon is to speed things up, to heat things up. There we go. So you just stick one of these east, back to the south. And you guys always see me with these in the background. My loved one is right here. It's the exact same concept, except for everything in it is corresponding with the vibration of prosperity. There we go. Whoa. All right. I love working with cinnamon. I'm going to throw this in too. This was something that I got. I'm going to put it underneath here. I got this in a witch's box once, and it said that it was for prosperity, financial prosperity. So I've always kept it. And I'm going to bury that in there too. There we go. All right. There. Perfect. All right. So we got our cinnamon sticks in, and now we have to put in our bay leaves. Bay leaves are said to protect your work. So if someone is trying to work against you, like for instance, trying to destroy your financial situation, the bay leaves are to protect. So you stick them in between each. And I try to get bay leaves that are as whole as possible, and you stick them in between each of the cinnamon sticks. And we need one more. Let's see. These came in that same bag, that same box. Let me show you. The same box I told you about from the apothecary. It was a huge, I mean, it was like 100 little bags like that. I am so grateful for it. All right, let's see the next one. All right, so now that we have the bay leaves in, we're done. That was the last part. All right, so all you have to do now, you'll have something that looks similar to this when you're finished. And it says to place it on your altar. So if you have a prosperity altar, you can place it there. If you have a nightstand, you can put it next to your bed or in your living room or dining room, just somewhere where you basically are going to see it. You want to keep your magic with you. You have to practice fire safety. You never know what's going to happen. Some of the times, this little candle can set all this on fire. Like I've seen it happen before. So it doesn't happen all the time, but you never know. So you have to practice fire safety. So after you've placed it where you want it to be, you're going to say the following words. So that it harms none, including me, and perfect time, preferably swiftly. Please. And you can say Goddess, God, Creator, Buddha, whoever you want to work with, ancestors, angels, whatever. Please grant me abundance and prosperity. Then you light the candle, and that's it. Keep it with you. It'll take about 3 or 4 hours to burn. And you can light this every full moon and every new moon if you want to. Or you can light one every day. The one that sits next to me, I usually light every time I work. So again, keeping that continuous flow of prosperity going. So let me show you our finished product. See? And it's cute too. Like, I mean, we know what it is. You know, we know that it's like, you know, prosperity magic. But the average person, I don't know. I guess if I walked in somebody's house and saw this, I'd be like, what is that? I think it's cute though. I really like the way that the green looks. I think it looks really pretty. And it is magical. So look underneath this video if you need the items that I used and all of that kind of stuff. Oh, and if you need to substitute, okay, let's say you cannot get the green aventurine crystals. They're on Amazon.com, but if you cannot get them, then I would use clear quartz crystals. We used those in the last video, the last time I did a prosperity spell. That's just as good. Well, this is stronger in my opinion, but you can use those too. Let me see. And you also can use sugar. If you don't have any of these things and you really need money, you need it to start flowing better, a bag of $1 sugar would be more than enough. So the only difference would be you would do everything the same, but you would use the sugar where I use the green aventurine crystals. That's the only difference. Okay. So that would be cheaper too, because a bag of sugar is like $1. The cinnamon sticks are like $1. The bay leaves might be $1. So if you want to do it that kind of way, you could put change in it so you're not spending a lot of money. So if you're strapped for money and that's why you're doing this spell, you can do that cheaper version of it. And then maybe after a while, after you have money flowing a little bit better, then maybe then you can get your green aventurine and continue to boost your prosperity. So you guys, you come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.